What if I told you that everything outside of you that you try to use to heal yourself really isn't going to help you? And I say that because the real tool that we need in order to heal ourselves, in order for us to really grow and detach from the past and actually create the version of ourselves we truly want to be, is by understanding we already have that tool to heal ourselves. We already have all the resources we need in order to create, to heal, and be. And little do you know, the tool that you need to help you grow is you. On today's episode, you beautiful beings, we're going to dive deep into understanding 7 ways that trauma can prevent growth. And these traumas are literally blockages within your chakra system, within your body, that's preventing you from moving forward in all aspects and all levels of your life. What the hell do I mean by this? Well, stay to the very end and let's get into it, boo. Oh, it is toasty today, boo. What's up, boo? What's up? Peace. Peace. God, I love aliens. What's up, you beautiful beings? Welcome back to the Bracing Ascension series. Damn, this Mercury retrograde is really fucking up my speech. But other than that, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Brittany Fontanez. Welcome to the AwakenOne's community. If you're already a subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for your support and trusting me on your spiritual journey. Other than that, you beautiful beings, what I do on this channel, I talk about spirituality with compassion, emotional awareness with love. I do guided readings for each zodiac signs, and I talk about things that need to be talked about that aren't talked about in this world, because it's our divine right to know beyond what we have been told. But other than that, beautiful beings, I want to get into depth and understanding and helping you understand the 7 ways traumas can prevent growth. And you might be asking, what does that have to do with the chakra system? Well, it has everything to do with the chakra system, because divine has given us this vessel, which is our very resource to be the creator that we need to be. Now, if you don't know what tarot is like, the card the magician is just like that. It resembles that. We are the magicians of our lives. All we need is this tool, this vessel, meaning that we already have the mind, we already have the emotions, we already have the ability to take the action and connect to the high realms in order to bring everything we want into this realm, in order for us to grow and be the best version of ourselves. But here's the thing, the majority of this world live in fear. The majority of this world lives in pain, hence trauma, is because we're so attached to the past. But today I want to share with you how the traumas in each of your chakras are preventing you from growing because of the trauma from the past. Now, understand that this is all we need as a resource. And understand that we are energy first. So everything has to come from the non-physical before it gets to the physical. So for an example, if you have a physical ailment, meaning your arm is broken, something is hurting within your body, not broken, but you're feeling an ache. You've been feeling aches for a minute. Your lower back, your upper back, it hurts. You're feeling all that pain. It's because it's stemming from an energetic blockage within your body that you have yet to attend to, that probably was triggered and created from something from the past. Now, these chakra systems help you connect to source, to be grounded in this physical world, but also to be connected to the cosmic world. Now, in knowing this, when we're discombobulated and not into alignment, we're not able to know our purpose. We're not able to grow. We're not able to trust in ourselves. We're not able to actually connect to love. We're not able to allow and receive. And this is the reason why we keep allowing ourselves to be disappointed, because we keep neglecting what needs to be healed, because we're refusing to feel. But today I'm going to share with you easy ways that you can understand the traumas that are preventing these chakras, so you can review your life and to be able to activate these chakras and heal them, so you can assist your growth and help yourself understand how you've been and have discernment in creating who you want to be. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the very first chakra, the root chakra, the base, which is the beginning of your spine.
at the bottom of what, where your vajayjay is, or your PP, all those, we're all adults here. But other than that, that's where it's located. Now, this chakra has to do with your stability. It has to do with your internal power, I would say, really your stability, honestly. Now, this chakra is blocked by fear. Now, the way to understand the trauma behind this chakra is by understanding, how did you feel as a child? And this, what's so interesting too, please understand that these chakra systems have a 7-year span, meaning that the base chakra, we're going to start with the base chakra, it starts from ages 1 to 7. So that is your childhood. That's when you're starting to get rooted in being in this world. Now ask yourself, have you, as an adult now, have you gone through life fearing your stability, fearing that you don't feel safe, always on edge, always on fight or flight mode? Now, understanding this trauma is by understanding, go back to when you were a child. Go back to those times through 1 and 7. How did you feel growing up? Were you doing what you can to survive? Meaning, were you dealing with parents who are emotionally detached? Meaning, like for me, I had parents who were emotionally detached and irresponsible. And therefore, I was abandoned a lot as a child. My mom always had to go to work, and therefore I had a babysitter. And one day a babysitter wasn't there at the age of 3 years old. I had to relive this because it was a trauma that made me feel so unstable with myself, and I didn't feel safe within my own body. So I had to relive this. And the trauma for me was that my abandonment. I was dealing with the fact that I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel grounded. I didn't feel like I was meant to be me. So at the age of 3, I was walking around my apartment looking for my babysitter. She wasn't there. So that triggered already the abandonment trauma, meaning that I started chasing things outside of me. So you might be the same way too. So that's one way to understand a trauma, as well as feeling unstable and unsafe within yourself. Now, how can you feel safe, and how can you actually create a better sense of stability within yourself? Is by analyzing your fears, reliving what has made you fearful, reliving or visualizing what makes you fearful, and feel into that. Feel into it. I'm telling you, feeling is healing. When you don't feel, you can't heal. And that is the whole point of why we consistently live in trauma in this world, is because this system is ruled off of us neglecting ourselves. So pretty much they want us to be up here, so we're not in here. Because when we're not in here, we can't go within and know the truth. Therefore, we're easily manipulated. So getting back to that. So yeah, analyze what has happened within those ages and what has made you feel unsafe, and see how that actually connects to your current life, and have discernment and awareness and feel into it. And when you feel it, you're able to learn the lesson. So that is the first, understanding how a trauma is created through that first chakra. And then once you can actually get rooted and create new foundations and beliefs for yourself, for who you are, then you create a life for yourself, rather than being dictated on what the world has told you to be. Now, we're going to get into the second chakra, the sacral chakra. That is where your passion is, your sexuality, your creativity, your connection to other people and yourself. Now, the way this chakra could be blocked, the trauma behind this, and it stems for a lot of us. And please, this is a trigger warning, sexual abuse, shamed for your sexuality, being shunned for your passions, for what you're into. Now, this chakra, what ages? This chakra is actually blocked by guilt, and it starts from the ages 8 through 17. Actually, no, 8 through 14. Now, guilt stems from you being a good person and you've done some bad things and you have remorse. And at that age, being a teenager and all that stuff, we do some bad motherfucker shit. So that's where all the guilt starts. But also, that's where all the guilt starts from our outer reality, how they perceive us, how they dictate us, how they tell us who to be and what to do. Now, the best way to be able to activate and heal this chakra and actually understand the trauma behind it is that what happened through those ages 8 through 14. Who were you? How did your parents treat you? Did they help you understand your sexuality? Did they shame you for sex? Did they shame you for being intrigued by certain genders? Were you shunned for your passions? Were you not allowed to go after what you wanted? So that created a sense of being disconnected or resentful towards certain people. Did someone hurt you in a sexual manner? To the point that you feel like you can't trust, to the point that you feel like you can't connect to other people, so you'll always have to be on edge and be suspicious about how people act. That's a way to realize these traumas. We're all adults, we're all going through this healing. So the one way to really activate this chakra and to get in tune with it is by meditating on who do you want to be around? How do you want to feel about you? What is your sexuality to you? Your sexuality is your power. Like for me, I'm lesbian. I'm happy with who I am. It took me a while to go through this because I had a mother who really demonized my sexuality. But I had to learn to love myself because divine never makes a mistake. So if I grew up this way as I am, then I'm meant to be this way. So this is how you can understand to create your way of being by analyzing those years and seeing how you were treated and how your parents treated you and how that ripples into your current reality, and understanding who do you want to be? What is your passion? What do you want to go after? How do you want to connect? What does love mean to you? And what does true connection mean to you? And to be able to build around that. Now, let's get into the third chakra, the solar plexus, where your power, your willpower, your confidence lies. Now, this chakra could be blocked by none other than shame. Shame. Fuck a shame. Oh, I'm wearing yellow today. Solar plexus. That's what's up. Let's get it. But this blocker, I love it. This chakra is blocked by shame. Now, shame is different from guilt. Shame is all about you making a decision, you doing something bad and thinking that there's something wrong with you. Now, this is where this chakra starts from the ages of 15 to 21. Of course, that is around the time when we're starting to learn how to be productive, proactive, how to take care of self, how to be responsible, how to understand who are we in this life and really get grounded in our own essence. Now, this is blocked by guilt. Now, go through those ages. What has made you feel like you're not good enough? What has made you feel like you can't go after what you want? How is your environment actually? Because this chakra stems from vitality, so it stems from confidence. What has happened in your life that made you feel like you're not confident being in your power? How are your parents? Were they active people? Were they determined? Did they go after what they want? Were they confident? Go throughout those years within your life during those ages and analyze what has made you disconnected from your true power, meaning that what has made you be connected to your truth, to your essence, what makes you you. Because this chakra is where you're proactive, is where you're active, is where you go after what you want, and you have the power to create it because you're confident. What has happened within those years of your life that made you feel like you weren't confident? Relive those moments. Feeling is healing, you guys, and the reason why we avoid our emotions because we don't want to face those demons, but those demons are preventing our growth. And this is the seat of your wisdom. This is the seat of your wisdom. That is your true ultimate source of manifesting and creating. So it's so important to get into these lower chakras because this stems from survival and claiming your throne, literally claiming thyself. All right. So let's get into the fourth chakra, my favorite of all, the heart chakra. I love the heart chakra. Love it. Love it. It's the chakra. You got 3 up here, 3 down here. This is the masculine on the lower. This is the feminine on the upper. But it's all by itself because it's the most powerful out the entire body. It's more powerful than the mind because it produces more neurons than the mind does. So it's its own intelligent on its own. Like, don't underestimate the heart. Don't. This is why they don't want us to be connected to this, because we will know our power. And this is what I want to share with you. The heart chakra is blocked by disappointments and losses. Now, I love that a lot of people in this world are going through a lot of heart activations because this is from ages to 22 and 28, so which is a lot of us going through this right now. So the heart chakra stems from from harmony. Now, what areas in your life make you feel like you're not in harmony. Now, understand that this could be blocked by past disappointments, past pains, losses. Now, the only way to really heal the heart chakra is by going within and literally feeling those disappointments. You could feel the blockages when you go in your heart. You could feel the layers that are blocking the love. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to feel that love that divine has put within you, that makes up the wholeness of who you are, you got to go through the growing pains of your heart. You got to connect with that essence within you. And the one thing to do this is by reliving those disappointments, reliving those losses. Understand, why did you feel a certain way when this person left? Why did you feel a certain way when you made this decision or that person made this decision, you know? Because this is where the time in our lives where we're seeking harmony within our relationships, within ourselves, finding our own true inner peace. And if you really want to activate the chakra and really be embedded in your true love, your divine love, is by going within and understanding this is where you want to be. This is where all of you is. And also understand that losses and disappointments, they don't dictate or define your worth. They don't. What defines your worth is how much you love you and how much you love as a person. That's what defines your worth, by how you see you and perceive yourself to the world. So that is one way that, and the trauma behind that, for me, I dealt with a lot of people abandoning me, a lot of people using me. You know, my family was always bullying me, especially when it comes to my solar plexus. I was heavily bullied and shunned for my sexuality. And people are not into the creative endeavors that I do, you know, tarot, spirituality, and stuff like that. So, you know, those are the traumas behind it, especially with my heart, you know, having a mom who really wasn't nourishing me because her beliefs were more important, or I deal with the father who's very dictating and thinks he's always right, or having a sister who physically abused me all the time, telling me that I was like stupid all the time, you know. And those were little disappointments to the point that I started being disappointed in myself and always neglecting myself. So that was a trauma in itself, that I didn't know how to love me and I didn't know how to allow love in. So that was something I needed to heal. That was a trauma within my heart. And I was able to allow myself to relive those and feel my feelings and feel that pain and get to connect with myself. Because really, when our body is hurting, it's just signaling us that it wants us to come back home and pay attention to ourselves. So let's get into the fifth chakra, the most important chakra, I would say. The second most important from the heart, that is your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is where your creativity stems. It's where, yes, your sacral is your creativity, but your throat is your self-expression. This could be blocked by lies. Now, what lies have you told yourself? Meaning that what have you believed in that prevents you from being you? Now, majority of the time, the throat chakra could be blocked by you always speaking lies about who you say you are, but not really are. Or you say you're going to do things, but you don't do them. So you're not really assisting yourself. The one thing that's preventing, that has blocked my chakra from the lies, is that I wasn't speaking my whole truth, meaning that I wasn't being vulnerable. I wasn't expressing how I was really feeling. I was putting on a persona. I was putting on a mask. And showing people a side of myself I really wasn't, so I could just fit in. And I realized, you know, that was a huge lie. I didn't want to fit in. I don't want to be like anyone else. So I really had to face that lie, that deception within me. And when I did that, I was able to understand the trauma. That trauma stems from not feeling worthy of being self or expressing self. And guess what? When I got down to that trauma, I started making YouTube videos. I used to be a quiet kid because all my life I was hearing your opinion doesn't matter, your opinion doesn't matter. And all of a sudden I was like, when I healed that, I was like, my opinion fucking matters. And here we are today. So that is another trauma from your throat chakra, is lies. Now that stems from the ages of, I love these ages things, man. It makes so much sense. That stems from the ages of 29 to 35. Please understand that the more we get into the chakras, it doesn't mean they'll be activated during those ages. It just means they're more activated through those ages. But you can activate them now. But That is one way, is by what is your truth rather than the world's truth, because those lies are from the world's ways of telling you to be. What is your truth? That is the way to activate that chakra and express yourself. Most of the time, what has helped me, before I started doing YouTube videos, I started doing videos with myself to speak my truth and to hear my authenticity. And then when I started to love that, I was able to have discernment on the lies I kept telling myself that prevented me from moving forward and expressing my true self and what I needed in life. So that is one way to understand the trauma behind why that chakra is not working at its best. Now, let's get into the third eye chakra. Oh, this one. This is a tough motherfucker. This is a tough one. But it's the most potent one because it's connected to your intuition. And it is blocked by illusions. Now, you may be asking, what are illusions? What illusions? Now, for me, there's so many different ways of illusions. But the trauma I had with this third eye chakra is not trusting in myself. That's an illusion. When we don't trust in ourselves, we don't trust this world. And when we don't trust this world, we're always on edge on the next decisions we're going to make, or on edge on what's going to happen in the future. Or we're always anxious of what has happened in the past might happen again. So I had to really dive deep into that trauma and see the illusion that I was holding. And the illusion that I was holding was that I can't trust myself because I don't think I'm worthy of trusting in myself and trusting in my power. That illusion, that trauma really stems from childhood. Everything stems from childhood because that's the beginning of your development. So the one way to activate this third eye chakra is by, you can put crystals, meditate on it, but mostly what has helped me is that when I write, I literally write, and I don't ask for anything, I don't do anything. I purposely write. I allow my hand just to write for me, and it's like my intuition does that. And as it does, and I read back to it, it's like my intuition is talking to me. So that was a way for me to connect for my intuition. And when I did that, it wrote down to me the illusions that were blocking it, what was really behind within my subconscious mind, to understand the traumas that was blocking this. So it's crazy how much we create false illusions so we could feel comfortable in this identity we created from the pain and the trauma, you know? So that is one way of understanding how trauma can affect that third eye chakra, is by, you know, what has prevented you from trusting within your own intuition and your own self. So, all right, let's get into the last and final one, and that is your crown chakra, the beautiful one that connects you to source, our creator, the cosmic intelligence. But what blocks this chakra is ego attachments. What the fuck are ego attachments? Well, that's where our trauma stems from. Our trauma. The ego attachment we can have that blocks this crown chakra from connecting to our source is attachment to our pain. Attachment to our pain, attachment to the story, attachment to money, attachment to people, attachment to family, attachment to this physical reality. Attachment in itself is what prevents you from connecting to the unlimitless potential of this entire universe. Because when we attach ourselves to things and to people and to places and things, and not understanding that this life is temporary, we limit ourselves by receiving. Because it's like when we hold on, it's like we're not creating space for things to come through or for us to receive. So it's like the more we are attached to our pain, the more that we are attached to this physical reality, the more disconnected we are to our true source, which is unlimited, which is not even of this world. It's out of this world, Bobo. But the one trauma I had that I was really attached to was trying to prove myself to people. Meaning that if I make more money with my business, or, you know, if I attach to a certain person to try to make them see my worth, and I try to fix them so they could love me and all of that, you know, that was an attachment I had. Attachment to people, meaning trying to have love in my life, and attachment to how the world sees me. And I had to let go of that, because that trauma was really stemming from the fact that I had people in my environment especially my parents, who didn't see me or validate me or give me the attention that I needed or the love that I solely desired as a child. So I had to create this false illusion that I needed to chase after things and try to grasp onto them because that was my sense of self-worth. So that is one way that trauma can block that chakra. Now, the way to activate this chakra is by literally, you guys, meditate on literally letting everything go. If you ever watched that episode on Avatar, The Last Airbender, when Aang had to do the chakra healing, and at the ending he had to do the crown chakra, and his master said, you gotta let go. And the one thing he couldn't let go of is the love of his life, is the girl he really loved. And when he finally let her go, he was detached, he was relieved, he was in his power of individuality and self, which is what we need to be rooted in. Because when we're too attached to this world, our energy goes everywhere. When our energy goes everywhere, we're distributing our energy out, which is our life force. And when we're not in our life force, we're not in our power. When we're not in our power, we're not in awareness to see the lies, to see the deception, to see the darkness, to be able to alchemize it into light, into love. So you get what I'm saying? So that is one trauma that could block that chakra. And now the way to activate it is by literally training yourself to let go, and also training yourself to let go of the fear of death. There's nothing wrong with death. I do a meditation a lot, you guys, where I literally detach from my body. Like, I pretend like I'm dead. And I know this sounds nuts, but hear me out. When you can do this, you're able to connect to divine. You're able to connect to love again. Because when you could detach from your body, you could detach from the pain. You could detach from this world. You could detach from what is not really you, which is not this world, not this reality, not this pain. Now, please understand, as I hoped all of this helped, your trauma is your gift. Please know that. Your trauma is your gift. Your soul chose your story of what you need to go through as a child because it knew your potential and it knew your divine plan of what you need to do on this planet. So understand that your trauma is your gift because it's literally leading you to your divine blueprint, but also it's going to lead you to your own happiness. And how is that? Because your trauma literally is here to teach you how to understand your power and remember who you are, and not to deflate you or take your power away. We only do that when we're in victim mentality, and we're not trying to do that. Majority of us are in victim mentality because we have all this trauma within our body that's trying to be released. So those are ways to understand traumas. And also those are ways that you can heal and activate your chakra system and to work with it, to clear your energy, and also allow that white light just to come down like a spectrum and just align with your chakras and just to feel connected with source again. Because when you can connect to the creator that created you, you connect back to your power and you connect back to your truth. So please understand, I hope all of this helps, and just know this is all you need. The tool to manifest, the tool to be, the tool to create. You have it within you. You have it all. All you need to do is understand your traumas. Don't judge them. Have compassion for yourself. Love them. And go through your past with so much humility in the fact that literally you're starting to connect the dots from your past to your future, and you'll be able to have more clarity on who you were and who you truly want to be. So beautiful beings, I really hope this information helped. If it really did, please let me know your feedback in the comment section below. I will really love to know. I really love connecting with you guys. I really adore it. But other than that, you beautiful beings, if you want to book your own healing session or private reading, all of my services are in the link in the description below this video. And lastly, you beautiful beings, I really hope you have a beautiful day and a blissful weekend. And I will see you on the next one. And just remember, only love for you here. I'll see you on the next one, and namaste.